What's up, everybody? Once again, my name is Matt, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda the Minish Cap. In the last episode, we found the Picori tribe and learned of 4 elements we need to find in order to reforge the Picori blade, one of which is right inside this shrine. So without further ado, welcome to the Deepwood Shrine. So, this would be the Deepwood Shrine the Minish Elder spoke of. He said something about there being monsters inside, didn't he? Hey now, no reason to be afraid or anything. I'll be waiting right here. No, wait, what am I saying? I'm not letting you leave me alone out here. Yeah, so Aslo will be joining us through this entire shrine. I will probably be skipping most of his dialogue because Aslo, like I said, he tends to talk a little too much, and he reaches like 5 level of annoyance in this very first shrine. Like, he tells you the most obvious things, so we're gonna do our best to skip over all that dialogue, or at least as much as we possibly can. Hit those 4 switches though, light the torches, and get yourself a small key. And yeah, that dialogue appears every time you get a small key. Here Aslo is telling us that, yeah, in fact, we can use the key that we just got to unlock that locked door. Wow, amazing. Aslo, your knowledge knows no bounds, my man. What would I possibly do without you? And here he is again, telling us that, yeah, we can pull levers and switches, as if the game didn't make that obvious enough. That is a pretty big mechanic in this game, especially in this very first shrine, so being able to, like, pull and push objects is something you should get used to very early on. That being said, this first temple is pretty straightforward, nothing too crazy, although I can't say that for every temple in this game. Wow, look at the size of that barrel. Oh, right. How silly of me. It's not big, we're just small. Yeah, I don't know why you felt the need to bring that up, Aslo, but okay. So, if we light that torch, it'll burn away the vines sort of connected to that barrel, and I guess it drops it down or something. I'm not really sure how those vines were holding it up, but, you know, whatever. If we go to the other side, pretty much the same exact thing is going on over here, except now instead of 1 switch, we have 2, so there's a little bit of a puzzle. Just push that weird totem statue on there, stay on the other button, and bam, now all the vines are gone. So what that allows the barrel to do is rotate once we're inside it. So if we sneak past these guys and go inside once more, yeah, check it out. What? Hey, be careful, my lad. The barrel just moved. And that's exactly what we want to do. So yeah, you get that weird like 3D scrolling effect, but now we can sort of exit down the bottom left side of the barrel by rotating the hole that we went through on the upper left down to the bottom, if that sort of makes any sense. You sort of need to understand like how the barrel moves spatially in order to realize like the different exits that you can go through. Anyways, let's slingshot our way all the way across both of those gaps. There are like 2 sort of markers on the ground there that you can use to judge how far it'll fling you. Anyways, we got ourselves the dungeon map, and to our right is a piece of heart we can't get right now. We'll be back for that later on. So I'm going to do this again, except I only want to go the first gap, so I'm going to only drag it as far as, like, that first marker on the floor there. Use those to your advantage as you're sort of, like, grabbing the mushrooms to slingshot your way across through this area. As I was saying, Aslo's interrupting us to mention that, yeah, we need something to hold down that switch, which obviously is what we're going to use this singular pot for. But in that last room, you'll notice that the chest that we got the map from was a giant blue chest. Anytime you see a giant blue chest, know that it contains something pretty dang important. Okay, yes, Aslo, we know how to push and pull things. Jeez, dude, that is like the 2nd time you freaking told us. You need to calm down. So yeah, anytime you see a giant blue chest, know that it will contain like the map, the compass, the boss key, or even the item from that specific temple. So pretty important things. You're going to want to make sure you pick them up anytime you see them. I like how this game is sort of so primitive that if you leave a room and re-enter it after you've solved the puzzle, it takes a second for the game to realize that you've like solved the puzzle. So it has to like redraw the bridge and other elements like that. It's kind of amusing to some extent. Anyways, though, let's rotate this barrel around, and now we can exit the top right side and use that small key that we just got to unlock this door. Now, you know, before we do anything else in here, I want to check something real quick. I'm not sure if it's this screen. Alright, it's not this screen. It's actually a different screen that I was thinking of. So I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. For now, though, let's grab this mushroom and launch ourselves across. And oh, that was a little too far. My bad, man. Should have stopped 1 second sooner. Thankfully, we don't take any damage by falling in the water. Hit that switch, though. That way you can use this bridge and pull this mushroom as far back as you possibly can and launch yourself across that gap. Now, I probably should have mentioned this sooner, but rupees do play a pretty big role in this game. So anytime you can kill some enemies, break some pots, chop some grass, whatever you can do to get some extra rupees, I would kind of recommend doing it, especially this early on, because the next time we go back to like the Castletown Marketplace, we probably will be buying something fairly expensive. And here's the deal, right? The main plot of this game and all the main story stuff, it's kind of short, so a lot of the game's like extra length comes from the side questing, which in order to do, we need a lot of rupees. So yeah, I recommend picking them up if you can. Also, I like how I said that and then also missed a rupee because I was too slow to collect it in the previous room. But whatever, that rupee more than makes up for it. And hey, we got ourselves another small key. Yeah, I'm sure that dialogue box won't get old by the time we reach the second or third dungeon. Now that we got that small key, we're safe to go up here and explore this section of the dungeon. Ooh, check it out! A blue rupee, very nice. Alright, I'm trying to think like what exactly we should be doing right now. I know eventually we do need to make our way to the mini-boss, but I'm pretty sure we can go down here and like preemptively solve this puzzle by pushing that pot on that switch. And yeah, Eslo's gonna come out and be like, we can't reach that chest that appeared. Whatever will we do? Don't worry, Eslo, I'm on it. I'll get it later. For now, let's push these 2 blocks to the side and get ourselves the dungeon compass. So yeah, kind of worth coming down here early to grab the compass and also set up that puzzle for a little bit later on once we reach, like, I guess you could say, the basement of this dungeon. And hey, a second piece of heart. Yeah, there's 2 of them in total. So if we play our cards right and pick up both of those, we should have 5 heart containers by the time we're done. That switch opened up this door, which actually leads you back to the room with the barrel, so it's kind of like a neat little shortcut. That being said, guess what time it is, guys? It's time to take on the mini-boss of this temple already. So, let's get to it, shall we? Now, sadly, there's really no cool introductions to the mini-bosses, so they kind of just, like, are there. This guy is basically a modified Wiggler from the Super Mario Bros. Series. All you want to do is wait until he stops pulsating red, slash his nose with your sword, and then his weak spot will appear on his backside, and hit that with your sword a couple of times. Can't believe I actually took damage from that. I guess I got a little too close there. I should still be able to do this fight in 3 cycles, although I did miss a couple of hits. Let's just spam our sword, and yeah, there we go. I mean, it's typical for like every 2D Zelda game to just like spam your sword at the bosses. But there we go, we got ourselves the Gust Jar. It's a pretty unique item, allows you to like suck different elements up or, you know, make gusts of wind. I did not mean to press the button to call on Eslo. I just wanted to open up my inventory and equip the Gust Jar. There we go. Let's suck up that cobweb, and now we can head down here, and guess what? There's that first piece of heart that we saw. Now the second piece of heart, we're actually not going to be able to pick that one up until basically right before we go and fight the boss for this temple. So just keep it in the back of your mind for now. Although, we still need to do something in this room in order to, I guess, open the pathway to that piece of heart. For now, though, let's activate these 2 hidden switches and open up these chests because each of them will contain 10 mysterious shells. I'll explain what they're used for later. For now, though, just know that they are worth picking up. Anyways, if we hit this switch, check it out, a blue portal appears. So that's how we're going to be, like, reaching that second piece of heart. Now, the portal that takes us to the portal in front of that piece of heart is located way back at the very beginning of this dungeon. So we will end up backtracking there later on, don't worry. And hey, 20 mysterious shells. Not bad at all. Alright, so I think we're actually done with everything here. I don't think there's any more secrets that I can find using my Gust Jar. So, what do you say we just, make our way back to the room with the giant, like, rotating barrel, because now that we do have the Gush Jar, there is something we can do inside the barrel itself. So, yeah, we can actually tear away this pile of cobwebs, and now if we walk in the center a little bit more, yeah, we can fall down into the very, very basement of the dungeon, which is pretty cool. We can also suck over this lily pad. That way we can use it to ride the water. Now what? Unless we find a way to travel by water, we won't be going much further. Well, lucky for you, Eslo, I just found a way to travel by water. I actually really didn't need your useless advice or help at all. I'm pretty capable on my own, man. Not gonna lie. Alright, so this reminds me a lot of, like, that area in the Forest Haven in Wind Waker where you were using the Deku Leaf to just, like, propel yourself across the water on, like, one of those plants. It's kind of similar to that, although it actually works a little bit better in this game just because of the limitations of, like, 2D and how you really only have 4 directions that you can push yourself in, so it's not as hard to move around as you might think it is. And, oh, man, I knew that guy was going to hit me. He always hits me no matter, like, what I do. Now, up here, you want to take a quick pit stop. We're going to actually break all but one of these pots because you want to make sure you leave one. That way you can press down the switch. I'm not sure what would happen, like, if you broke them all. I'm sure you could probably leave the screen and come back and the pots would reset. But, yeah, in order to save time, just save one of those pots. That way you can push on that switch, and the, you know, bars to our right sort of recede into the water, allowing us to pass by. Now, you might recognize this part of the dungeon because we've actually been down here already. This is where we got the compass, I believe, and there's that chest that we sort of activated a couple of rooms ago. Anyways, inside is a small key, so yes, you do need to open up that chest and get out of here, you weird fruit fly looking thing. I actually have no idea what that enemy is. Like, here's the thing. Because this game was developed by Capcom, there's a lot of weird looking enemies, and some of them might be unique. I'm not entirely sure. Although, there are enemies like Octoroks and Chu Chus that are, you know, stolen from other Zelda games, I guess you could say. Although, stolen probably isn't the right word. Borrowed would make a whole lot more sense, since obviously this is still a Zelda game, and alright, whatever, you know, that works too. Thankfully, it does respawn you on the lily pad, so I didn't really lose any time there. I'm not even sure how I fell off, but I guess that was my fault. But, yeah, back to what I was saying. So, this game does borrow a lot of enemies from other Zelda games, but also it does incorporate some new ones. At least, I think they're new ones. Like, I don't think the weird slug monsters or mushroom spore enemies that we've seen thus far in this dungeon have been, like, in any other Zelda game. If they have been, feel free to correct me in the comments down below, but, yeah, I think they're new and exclusive to the Minish Cap, which is kind of cool, I guess you could say. Anyways, check it out, another big chest, and this one contains the big key. So now we can finally make our way to the boss, and check it out. That switch creates a nice, convenient red portal, which puts us right next to this blue portal, which, guess what, takes us to the second piece of heart. So there we go. Already, we've got ourselves the 4th heart container, and we haven't even finished the first freaking dungeon. Now, we're basically ready to take on the boss, but before you do, go up the left staircase first, because here we'll find another chest, and this one does contain 20 rupees. As the game said, that's just freaking great. Obviously, like I said, I do want to collect as many rupees as I can, so that was a worthwhile pit stop. Now that we got that, though, if we head up through the right staircase, we can basically just make our way to the boss door by using this mushroom here in the center of the room and fling ourselves across a couple of times. So one more fling, and there we go. Hope you guys are ready, cuz we're about to take on the first boss of the game. Let's do it. Now you might be wondering, what's the first boss gonna be? I mean, we are shrunken down after all. Well, it just so happens that, yeah, that ordinary Chu Chu, that's the freaking boss of the first temple. It's kind of weird, I know, but since we are a teeny tiny little Minish-sized twerp, a normal Chu, which would normally die in like one sword slash, well, now it's a giant freaking threat that we actually need to deal with. So what I have to do here is just use the gust jar to, I guess, suck up the base of the Chu Chu, and eventually, yeah, it will get off balance and fall over. It actually takes like a second or two for it to tip over, but after it does, you can just simply slash at its face with your sword. That's really all there is to this fight, so it's pretty straightforward. Just, occasionally he will jump up in the air and try to, like, land on you, so watch out for that, I guess. Otherwise, pretty straightforward. It actually kinda is similar to that boss fight in Triforce Heroes of the very first area, the Woodlands area. There's like a Chu boss that you need to stack the 3 links on top of each other in order to shoot like an arrow at him or whatever. It's kinda similar to that, although a little bit simpler in a way. More fun too, just because, I don't know, I like bosses that can be defeated with one person. I actually like Zelda games that can be played as one person, so Triforce Heroes, I think it's cool, but it's not as fun as like a mainstream Zelda game. And with that, we are done with the first boss of the very first shrine in the game. So guess what? We're gonna get one of the 4 elements we need to reforge the Pokori Blade. And we got ourselves the Earth element. The power of the Earth is the source of all living things. The Earth element is the embodiment of that power. Well, that's pretty cool. And hey, guess what? Another heart container. That makes 5, baby. Aw, yeah. Well, let's get out of here, I guess. There's pretty much nothing else for us to do. We've got the Earth element. We must go tell the Elder at once. You know what, Eslo? That actually sounds like a pretty good idea. It might have been the best idea you had all freaking episode. So, you know what? Yeah, let's just go and talk to the Elder now. I was thinking maybe I could end off the video there, but we might as well go and talk to the Elder. It'll only take like a minute or 2 anyway, so no big deal. What's going on, man? So, you found the Earth element. You are blessed with much courage and strength for one so young. If your conviction holds strong, head to Mount Krenel. There you will find a man named Melari. Among all the Minish, there is no one more able to repair your sword. If you ask him, I am certain he will reforge your broken Pokori Blade. I shall send word to him in advance. Travel safely. You are brave, but there are many evils now in the world. That's okay, take your time, I'll wait. Leave through this door here. It will take you out of the forest quickly. Great, Elder. We are in your debt. We shall head for Mount Krenel at once. But of course, we'll do that in the next episode. So if you guys enjoyed this part, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more of my videos, consider subscribing. But once again, guys, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.